Country Chick multi-channel collab hosted by Laurie at Laurie Latimer's channel. Amazing, amazing lady. If you have not seen her content, I will be linking her channel down below, as well as all of the ladies' channels that are in this collab. This is a collab where we will be talking about country life, country style, and what we believe country to be. For me, it is something that I started off one way and ended up this way. I'm going to actually start off with showing you what I was originally going to do, because I was going to do a get ready with me. I was going to wear this particular dress and my boots, but changed my mind. So my boots ended up not being what was worn because I took it a different way. I'm going to talk about country in the United States and my experiences with country in Mexico. So I'm going to take it to both routes. Country for me in the United States, I'm going to talk about some fun facts that I found. And they pretty much correlate with how I grew up in a city, because I am a city girl, but I'm a country girl at heart. Always have been, ever since I can remember going to Mexico with my grandma. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some things that, or not show you some things, talk about first the United States, which are the fun facts, and then I'll show you some things about what reminds me of country life in Mexico. So, like I said, I'm a city girl, but I'm a country girl at heart. And trucks. Fun facts for country, and it's not just country chicks. Country in general, trucks. For me, it is the Chevy Silverado. I own one. That is my baby. And I don't care who tells me that I need to get rid of it. That is not something I'm going to get rid of. That's my baby. Then we have boots, cowboy boots. And those are not your typical work boots. Those are actually dress-up boots. I love wearing them, and it just, I don't know, it just gives me a sense of freedom. That's the only way that I can say it. Then you have your horseback riding. Horseback riding, you cannot be country without wanting to ride a horse. I love horseback riding. I haven't been horseback riding in a minute. Probably wouldn't be able to get on the horse now in my physical condition, but I used to love to ride horses back then, and it's just, like I said, freedom. Then we have bonfires. And what better time to spend with your friends than having a bonfire and listening to music, sitting on tailgates out in the middle of nowhere. And the reason we would go out to the middle of nowhere, because we lived in the city, and if you look at the stars up in the city, if you look up at the sky to try and see the stars, you're not going to get a very beautiful picture, because all of the lights from the city kind of dim the starlights. So we would go out into the country, and we didn't mind driving the 45 minutes to an hour to get out in the middle of nowhere and just drop the tailgate, start a bonfire, and hang out, because we got to see the stars and the sky at its utmost beauty. That is hands down. Then we have t-shirts, jeans, ponytails, baseball caps or cowboy hats, and boots, and lip gloss and mascara. Minimal makeup is what I grew up with, and that is just something that I would do. It was quick, easy, get out the door and go do your business. Flannels. Of course you had to have your flannels. Flannel shirts are a must, especially during the winter or if you're out in the garden. These are things that I use even now in my garden, whether it be flower garden or vegetable garden when I happen to grow vegetables. But absolutely something that I truly, truly enjoy. Music. I will talk about the Mexican music as well, but I'm going to talk about country music. Reba McEntire, George Strait. What got me into Chris Cagle. What got me into country music was Chris Cagle. There was just one song that he had little boy wearing a, and I cannot remember the name of the song for the life of me, but I absolutely loved it. Little boy wearing a Superman cape. It's a really, really cute one. And it's a very nice song. That is what got me into country music, and I'm talking many, many years ago. We have the old country, John Denver, Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, that type of music, Billy Ray Cyrus. What was that man thinking with his hair? Even then, I had that same thought. What were you thinking when you cut your hair? That's just me. Shows, TV shows, Dukes of Hazzard. Who did not like Dukes of Hazzard? You know, Daisy Duke, Bo Duke. Yeah. But even farther back than then, because these were shows that I grew up with. Beverly Hillbillies. That was one of my favorite shows. Getting home from school, turning it on, and that is what was on TV. Back when TV had 3 channels and we were the antenna because we had to hold the antenna up in order for the TV to continue playing. Yes, I'm that old. Hee Haw. Yes, I watched Hee Haw. Lone Ranger. Bonanza. Who does not remember Little Joe? Little Joe was Michael Landon. That was one of the reasons I would watch Little Joe or Bonanza, because of Little Joe. Then we have Big Valley, and Big Valley for me had it was pretty much a more I don't know, inspirational for me, because Barbara Stanwyck, she was amazing. She was an amazing, amazing lady. And it was Victoria Barkley that she played, and her elegance, her strength, her passion, she did not allow anyone to step on her. She was the woman I wanted to be when I grew up. It was just something about her. That was one of the reasons I watched Big Valley. Absolutely loved it, because of Victoria Barkley. Then we go into what I actually experienced. And what I actually experienced with country, and what really put country into my heart, was actually country in Mexico. Going with my grandma to her hometown back in Chihuahua. She would take me to this one little town. It was called back then El Oso, the bear. I could have sworn I had gone to paradise. They had streams running through people's backyards. You could see the pebbles. We would jump those pebbles to get to the other side of the streams. The lakes. We would go fishing at the lakes. Absolutely loved it. Forest area. Just paradise. That is how I can describe it. Simply paradise. And we would get there by train. And my grandma was one of those ladies, similar to Barbara Stanwyck in Big Valley, Victoria Barkley. My grandma was always strong. She was our matriarch. She was the strength of our family. She was a woman nobody wanted to mess with, because she would let you know that you're not going to mess with me. But she was also a woman that told me many times, don't do this, and she would do it. My biggest memories with her are in the garden, picking the vegetables, getting things ready for lunch or dinner or whatever the case may be. But more than that was our flower gardening. And there was one instance that, oh my God, my grandma, she was one of those ladies that if she saw a plant outside of a fence anywhere, and we rode the bus a lot when I was growing up, she would take a snip of it, and she would make many plants out of that one little snip. Well, she happened to take one because she loved the flower and turned it into many, many plants out of that and put them alongside her outer fence. And it was chain link fence. So she had the chain link fence and she kind of intertwined it, and it was She put it like a vine, and it covered up her fence until a friend of hers came and told her to take it down. And she was like, no, those are beautiful flowers and I'm keeping them. And he told her, if you don't want to go to jail, you need to take those down. So y'all can imagine what it is that my grandma snipped from somebody else's garden and decided to put it in hers. I helped her grow it. I'm just throwing it out there. Then we have the train trips to her hometown. Because she also lived in a city which borders El Paso in Texas. So she lived on the other side of the border. We lived just across the border from each other. So we spent a lot of summers and a lot of weekends at Grandma's house in Mexico. But we would come to the States during the week and during school times. But going to visit her hometown, I got to do some horseback riding. I got to experience life in a small town where everyone knows everyone. Everyone takes care of everyone, and it was just amazing. It was a beautiful, beautiful time. We would go into the silos and we would sing because the echoes in the silo just made the music that much better. We would take our little radios. It was a tiny little transistor radio. That was what we had back then. Ran on batteries, and we would take it out there and we could echo it inside of the silos. It was amazing times. That was the time that I decided I was never going to be a smoker. I was pushed and pushed and pushed by a cousin of mine to take a puff of a cigarette, and I'm talking I was not even 10 years old when that happened, and I was sick as a dog. My grandma started thinking that the water in that town was causing my stomach issues, so she brought me back to the States. Little did she know that it had to do with my cousin pushing me to getting the cigarette puff. That was the first and last time I ever touched a cigarette, as far as my lungs are concerned. Just throwing it out there. But life in the country to me is just slow. It's freedom. It's beautiful. I love it. I live in a small town now, and it does go by a little slower than if I were in the city, because the city is go, 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 go completely. And I'm actually enjoying it. I still miss the city. Not gonna sugarcoat it. I still miss the city. But to me, that is not everything. So I enjoy it here. But I'm going to go ahead and show you all some things that I have on my wall and how I came to switch my gears. I was going to do the get ready with me. I was going to wear that dress and those boots like I showed you at the beginning of the video, and passed by my kitchen, and I have a random kitchen wall. I've always had it. I've had it for probably a good 15 years. It's a random wall that just screams country. That I have always kept it. I'm going to go ahead and show you items that I have in that wall, and yeah. And I will clip or leave some videos, not videos, pictures at the end of the video so that y'all can see. I took pictures of the wall, and I took pictures of things that remind me of country because I keep it in my home. This is something that I have in there. And this is an apron. This is there because it reminds me of aprons that my grandmother used to make. The flowers. It screams country to me. Just the flowers itself. I don't use this apron. It's just hanging on the hooks that are on. You'll see it. It's like a sign that I have, and I have hooks on it. And I hang things on it. Then I have a doily. It's a table, a round table, kitchen, dining table doily that my mother made. It is yellowing. It used to be really, really white. I stopped washing it because it started falling apart. So I washed it one last time and have been protecting it ever since. But it is something that my mother loves, and I think she still does, not to this degree, but she still crochets here and there. But this is something that she made. I absolutely love it. And I will keep it as long as it will stay with me. I also have a blanket, and this blanket has caused some issues with relatives because they claimed it was theirs, and I said no, Grandma made it for me, which she did not, but I claimed it, I kept it, and no one's taking it. It is falling apart as well, so it's got several holes. I don't use it on my sofas anymore, but it is a throw size type blanket that was knitted by my grandma. So that is also something that I look to as country. Recently, in the recent years, I had a coworker who started making makeup bags, and she started giving them out, and she gave us a choice. She made quite a few of them, and she made a variety, and this is in this town that I'm in now. So I'm in a country town. This is the one that I chose. Yes, plaid and flowers, the big yellow flowers, the sunflowers. I had to have it. I just had to have it. No, I do not keep it in the kitchen. I do keep it for makeup, but it is something that I had to have. This is another thing that I have on the hooks on that board, and it is a bucket. This bucket here, I keep my chalk because you will see I have things written on that board, and I found these at the Dollar Tree recently and love them. Little old trucks, and they have flowers, the big yellow flower on them. Absolutely love it. Some of those will be in the giveaway. For the giveaway, I am going to ask that you use the word paradise as the word and use it in a sentence. This is the only time I'm going to mention the word paradise. So if you caught the word, you will be entered into the giveaway. So, but the bucket is something that we used to use way back when to carry the water so that we would heat it up, put it into the bigger metal tins, and that's where we used to take our baths. I was one of the lucky ones because I was the oldest of the girls and obviously took my bath first. Everyone else went in after, so sounds kind of gross now, but back then it was a way of life for us, so it didn't matter to us. But yeah, we all took a bath in the same water. I was one of the first ones. Most times I was the first one, and they went on down to the younger little ones. This is an amazing, amazing collab. Brought back so many memories of country life with my grandma. The music, country style music, the beats are pretty similar to American country music, and I don't like it. I don't listen to it. There are a few that I would, especially the younger country artists, but the music that my mother used to listen to, I don't like it, but I know most of the words because she played it that often. So I know the words and I catch myself singing them, but it's not the music that I would choose to listen to. I am more Faith Hill, Shania Twain, just my country music. So Chris Cagle, people like that, George Strait, that is who I love to listen to country music to. But this is all that I have for you all. Giveaway is going to be a mystery. I am going to give you some of the rules, not all of the rules, but I will link all of the rules down below in the description box. You must be 18 years of age, you must have a continental US address, and you must be publicly subscribed to all of the channels that are in this collab in order to be a winner of the giveaway. Please, please double check and make sure that you are subscribed to all of the channels, because YouTube has been known to unsubscribe several people from our channels simply because we don't watch enough of the videos, or we watch but we don't like, we don't comment, so it considers it not to be, and that's what I have heard. I'm not sure if that's how they go about deleting people, but they do. But just go ahead and double check. Make sure that you are publicly subscribed to each and every single one of us in order to participate and not be disqualified from the giveaway. Once I turn it over to the post office, that is no longer something that I have any control over. So lost, stolen, or broken items, I am not able to replace. And also, I know there's one thing. YouTube or any of the brands that I will be including in the giveaway are in no way, shape, or form affiliated with this particular giveaway. It is just simply me. I am the one that has purchased these items. I've either received them in boxes that I personally paid for myself, or went to stores and picked up a few items. So that is pretty much all that I have for this Country Chick collab. Thank you, Laurie Latimer. Greatly appreciate all of the efforts that you put into all of your collabs. Absolutely love collabing with you, and I will see y'all in the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay blessed, smile always. Bye.